Atlas, the strongest of the Titans, was condemned to an eternity of holding up the sky. But was his punishment truly deserved, or was it an overreaction by Zeus? In today's video, we're diving deep into the myth of Atlas to uncover whether the punishment fit the crime, or if there's more to the story than meets the eye. Greek mythology is filled with powerful gods, rebellious titans, and epic punishments. One of the most famous punishments is the story of Atlas. As a leader of the Titans in their battle against Zeus and the Olympians, Atlas faced a fate that would change his life forever. After the Titans were defeated in the Titanomachy, the great war between the old gods and the new, Zeus sentenced Atlas to hold the weight of the heavens on his shoulders for all eternity. But was this punishment really justified, or was Atlas simply a victim of Zeus' wrath? To understand Atlas' fate, we have to go back to the beginning. The Titanomachy was an all-out war between the Titans, led by Cronus, and the Olympians, led by Zeus. Atlas wasn't just any Titan. He was a commander, a symbol of strength, and a close ally of Cronus. In many versions of the myth, he's depicted as one of the most dedicated fighters against the Olympian gods, standing tall and fearless in the face of Zeus' rebellion. When the Olympians won the war, Zeus had a choice: forgive or punish. For most Titans, the punishment was imprisonment in Tartarus, the deepest part of the underworld. But for Atlas, Zeus had something far more personal in mind. Instead of being thrown into Tartarus like his fellow Titans, Atlas was given a unique and symbolic punishment: holding up the heavens on his shoulders. In some interpretations, this means holding up the sky to separate it from the earth. It's a burden that represents not just physical strength, but also immense responsibility. But why Atlas? Many myths suggest that Atlas' punishment was meant to be a warning, a reminder to anyone who dared to defy Zeus. Atlas wasn't just any Titan. He was one of the key players in the war, and by making him bear the weight of the heavens, Zeus asserted his dominance over both the Titans and the universe itself. Now, let's dive into the real question. Did Atlas deserve this punishment? On one hand, he did actively fight against the Olympians and sought to keep the Titans in power. But compared to other punishments, was this fate too harsh? Other Titans, like Cronus, were simply imprisoned in Tartarus. Prometheus, another famous Titan, suffered daily torment, but even his punishment eventually ended. In contrast, Atlas' punishment was never-ending. It wasn't just painful, it was isolating. Condemned to hold up the sky for all eternity, Atlas was separated from both the earth below and the gods above. Some scholars believe that this punishment was symbolic of more than just rebellion. Atlas, in a way, represented the burden of leadership and responsibility. His fate could be interpreted as Zeus' way of forcing Atlas to bear the weight of the world, literally and figuratively, for his actions. The image of Atlas, carrying the heavens on his shoulders, has become one of the most enduring symbols in mythology. In fact, even today, we often refer to people who bear heavy responsibilities as having the weight of the world on their shoulders. But what's interesting is how different cultures and periods interpreted Atlas' punishment. In some ancient art, Atlas is depicted as a tragic figure, stoic and strong, yet forever burdened. This can be seen as a metaphor for endurance in the face of hardship. Some versions of the myth even suggest that Atlas wasn't being punished, but rather, he was chosen because he was the only one strong enough to hold up the heavens. Was Zeus perhaps acknowledging Atlas' strength, even in defeat? Atlas' story didn't end with his punishment. He appears in other myths as well, most notably when the hero Heracles, or Hercules, comes to him for help during his 12 labors. Heracles needed the golden apples from the Garden of the Hesperides, and Atlas, being the father of the Hesperides, knew the way. For a brief moment, Atlas was free from his burden. Heracles took his place, holding the heavens while Atlas retrieved the apples. However, when Atlas tried to trick Heracles into carrying the heavens forever, Heracles outsmarted him and left Atlas to resume his eternal task. This part of the myth adds another layer to Atlas' character, one of cunning, perhaps desperation, but ultimately a return to his fate. So, did Atlas deserve his punishment? In many ways, Atlas' fate feels disproportionate to his crime. After all, he was just one of many Titans who opposed Zeus. But Zeus' decision to make Atlas bear the weight of the heavens wasn't just about punishment. It was about sending a message. Atlas' story continues to captivate us because it resonates with the concept of strength, responsibility, and the price of rebellion. His punishment was not just physical, but deeply symbolic, and it continues to remind us of the balance of power and the burdens that come with leadership. What do you think? Was Atlas' punishment fair? Or was Zeus simply asserting his dominance? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the myths and legends of ancient history. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos on Greek mythology, where we explore the fascinating stories of the gods, titans, and legendary heroes. And remember, there's always more to these ancient tales than meets the eye.